Welcome back viewers. In today's video we are going to install the Trinity Desktop environment and then we will do a review of the Trinity Desktop environment. So I have started up the Sparky Linux virtual machine and opened the Aptos App Center. Now you have to click on the desktop section, go down, and in the second last line from the bottom you can find the Trinity Desktop. Click on it. So the download size for Trinity Desktop is just 1.8 bytes. Install size is 32.8 KB. So this is the what we can say meta package that is going to be installed, and this will in turn install all the dependencies, and that will be the actual desktop that is going to get installed. So you have to just click on install button now, and it will install the Trinity Desktop environment. So a total of 216 MB of additional disk space will be used, and 69.3 MB of archives will need to be downloaded, and totally 89 packages will be newly installed, 0 will be removed and 0 will be upgraded. So let us confirm the installation. Here you can see there is a PPA for the Trinity Desktop. So here you can see the link to the PPA. So we are downloading the packages from the Trinity Desktop PPA, and you can see a new repo has been added. So there is a separate repo for the Trinity Desktop in Sparky Linux. So that has also been added earlier. You have to choose between the two display managers because the KD Desktop that was installed earlier on the Sparky Linux runs on SDDM. So SDDM is the default display manager for KDE, and the Trinity Desktop has another different default display manager. So you will have to choose between one. So now I have already tested the Trinity Desktop on one of the virtual machines, and I have found that the Trinity display manager does not work properly on the Sparky Linux. At least on my system it was not working. So let us stick with the SDDM display manager. So now we will choose the SDDM display manager only. So TDM will not be the default display manager. So it is a trial and error method. You try it on your system, you try it in your virtual machine. If it works, then best to use the default display manager for each of the desktop. Otherwise other display managers will definitely work, there is no issue. So we have proceeded with the SDDM as the default display manager for the Trinity Desktop. It should work because you see Trinity Desktop is also based on the KDE desktop, that is the KDE 3.5 desktop, the older KDE Desktop. So there won't be much of a problem. Most probably it should work. Once the installation is done, we will restart, and then we will start the actual detailed review of the Trinity Desktop. I will show you around the desktop. So the desktop is now installed. It took a while for the desktop to get installed. I will restart the system now, and then we will do a detailed review of the Trinity Desktop environment. So let us go ahead. Okay, so now you have to choose the TD session from the session manager. Input your password. So the greeter screen has not changed. It has remained the same as that was in the KDE Desktop because we have chosen the display manager. That's why the session manager or the greeter screen has remained the same. It has not changed. Now let us input the password and log in. So this is the welcome screen of the TD desktop. It is called K personalizer. So choose your country. It has automatically chosen the language and country from the local and defaults available. Now you have to click on next. So select the preferred system behavior. So if you want the panel to look like the TDM, if you want the Unix like look, if you want a Microsoft Windows look and look and behavior, or if you want a Apple Mac OS look or behavior. So we will choose the default, that is the TD, and if we just go down, so what will change is the Windows activation, focus on click, title bar, double click will be shade window, mouse selection will be double click, application startup notification none, and the keyboard scheme will be Trinity default. If you go over to the Unix, focus follows mouse, title bar double click is shade window, mouse selection is single click, application startup notification none, and the keyboard scheme is Unix. And if you go over to Microsoft Windows activation, focus on click, title bar double click will be maximize Windows, mouse selection is double click, application startup notification none, and the keyboard scheme will be Windows. And if you go for the Apple scheme, then Windows activation, focus on click, title bar double click is shade window, mouse selection is single click, application startup notification none, and the keyboard scheme is Mac. So we will stick with the TD. Let us see what the TD is, and maybe later on you can try it for yourself, all this system behavior schemes. And you can enable the accessibility related keyboard gestures from the bottom by clicking on this tick box. So I will not do that right now. You can do it if you require. I will now hit the next button, and there is now a choice to select between a slow processor, that is the system will have fewer effects, and faster processor with more effects. So if you have got a faster processor, you can go with more system effects. If you are slower processor or a older processor, you can go with the fewer effects. And you can see the details here, what exactly is going to change. So the animations will change. So I got a latest 10 generation i3 processor, so I can go with the more effects. So here the different effects you can see here what is going to change. And so if I do it slide it at the towards the slower processor, the number of effects will reduce, the number of features, graphical features will reduce. So I will now again slide it back to the original position. So here there will be some more features, graphical features of the desktop. Now let us proceed ahead. Now here you can choose between the themes. So right now by default the plastic theme, that is the TD default style is there, but you can go over to ceramic, that is the previous default style. So it was there in the older TD desktops. You can go over to Redmond, Sunshine, TD Classic. So it is some old very ancient TD style. So few styles are there, just six in number are there. So we will stick with the default plastic style for the TD desktop. So it will look like this. Now you have to select next. So we are finished with the pre-configuration of the TD desktop. Now hit the finish button. So the desktop is getting loaded. So when we were in the older college times, in the older times, that is around 2003 to 2007 or 8, the KD desktop on booting used to show such animations. So you used to see this animation screens like this. So now you can assign the keyboard shortcuts to your favorite application. So you can do that. You can also reconfigure them. So if suppose you want to change something, you can change it also. So these are certain useful tips, that is called K tip. So this is this is from the very old KD desktops in the 2000s decade. So the some default shortcuts are provided. So now The TDE printer, it has got the cups, that is the common Unix printer system, and LPR LPD, traditional BSD style printing. So both options are available, along with RLPR. No need for print cap, editing or root privilege to use the network printers, and printing through an external program, that is generic. So recommended is curves based printer software. TDE is based on well designed C++ foundation. You can use Conqueror to browse through the tar archive. So Conqueror is the default web browser for the TDE desktop. So what I will do is, now I will close this, otherwise there will be many more such tips to be seen. And this is the release notes of TDE desktop version 14.0.13. This is the latest TDE desktop release that we found in the Sparky Linux. So that's great. Now I will close this. So on the desktop, you find the name of the desktop, Trinity Desktop environment, on the top right side. On the top left, you have got those icons for my computer, my documents, my network, printers, trash, and the web browser. So the web browser is Conqueror. Yes, it is Conqueror. It is very light and very fast. You can use it. I used to use Conqueror web browser way back in 2003 up to 2007 or 8, and then I changed the this operating system. Then I started using OpenSUSE. Before that, I was using Mandrake OS. So Mandrake OS was giving a very good KDE desktop, and of course there was a good KDE desktop in Red Hat Linux also in those times. So Red Hat Linux and Mandrake OS were the leading Linux distributions in those times. So now I will close this. At the bottom there is a single panel, just like in a KDE desktop. So you have got this application menu here. Then you have got this home link, or you can open up your home folder from here. Then this is the web browser. Then this is the desktop chooser or the workspace chooser. Then you have got this K clipper. So this is for clipping and storing the content. So this is a clipboard. Then you have got this simple volume control and a mixer also. Volume mixer is also there. Then you have got this screen size settings. So you can directly choose the resolution that you want on your screen just by clicking any one of the choices given here. And this is the network manager. So you can add different wired and wireless networks here. You can configure the notifications for the networks or the network manager, and there is a help also to guide you. Then this is the calendar date. You also can see the number of the week that is going on at present. Okay, so this is time and this is the calendar or date. Okay, so now let us go over to the application. So since this is Debian, so there is a Debian section or Debian folder where you can find the Debian applications. So you can see the KDE desktop applications are also available here, and they can be safely used. They will work here because this TDE desktop and KDE are interrelated. So all the KDE desktop applications, standard KDE desktop applications will work here also. So the shells, three shells are there, bash, dash. Then you have got this sound, that is the K-mix. This is the KDE sound mixer. You got this administration settings. So this is all default KDE and Sparky Linux applications. You got some applications for the monitoring also. So TDE system guide is there. Let us check out. So this is the system control for the TDE desktop. You can see here. This is the process table. So you can check out everything here, and then this is the system load. So now the system load is coming up. So the load average, you can see it is below 0.2 to 0.3%. So that is excellent. And CPU load is even less than 5%. So that is great. Physical memory, you can see here, I think this is in KBs or what. Yes, it is in KBs. So this will be around 600 MB of memory usage. So that is not very heavy. Here it is showing 1 GB that is used, around 1 GB, but that is not true. 670 or 600 MB is true. And swap is not at all used by the system. Total 165 processes are going on. And here you can see the system process, all the processes that are running in the system. So it is not the lightest desktop, but it is very snappy, and it will perform better on older hardware. Say if you've got a 7 or 8 year old desktop, then this will work. It might not work on the older 32-bit desktops, because you can see the RAM usage is still around hovering between 600 670 MB. So it might not work properly on very old like 2005 system or 2000 era system. It won't work, but it will definitely work on the 5 to 10 or 6-year-old desktops and laptops. So now I will close this. We will go ahead. So you are checking out the Debian applications. So here you can see this. I think this is the registry editor. Let us check. No, it is regular expression editor. So it is for the programmers, not for everybody. Then let us check out what other things are there. So you can see some games are there. KTP is there. TD Help Center is there. So you can read this after you finish installing the TD desktop. So it will be very helpful. The even help center is very much like the KDE help center. So they are all based on the older KDE desktop. So many things are similar looking to the KDE desktop. Now in development section, this is the regular expression editor and the icon browser. In graphics section, there is some KDE applications like the Ocular, Scanlight and GainView. Then you have got this LibreOffice Draw, Font Weaver, that is the TDE Font Weaver. So here you can check out the fonts, how they will look on the screen. Then there is a screen capture program called K-Snapshot. So here you can specify the size of the snapshot. So you can specify a window under cursor. You can specify a region. So what I will do is I will just draw the screen. Just a moment. It is not working like that. Section of the window. So why it is not working like this? Full screen. Yes, let us try to do a full screen capture. So this screenshot you can directly print to a file, PDF you can send to a file, or you can send it as a fax. So I will print to a file. So let us print it. And you can have a preview also. Let us do a preview, override. So where was the preview? Yes, now it is coming up. So we can see it in the preview. So this is how the screenshot will look. So it is working perfectly. Now I will cancel this, shut this off. In the internet section, you have got some KDE applications. So what they have done is, due to the reason there are two desktops right now, that's KDE desktop and TD desktop, all the applications of the KDE desktop have been neatly put in the KDE folder. So every application section you find a KDE folder where all the KDE applications are there, and these applications below this, these are all TD applications. For example, TD and Sparky Linux applications. So here the mail client is there, network folder wizard, knet attached. So this is a TD application. Network manager, this is the TD network manager. So this is a TD application. So it will open up. So meanwhile we continue. Then this Firefox ESR and the web browser Conqueror is a TD web browser, and this Firefox is from the Sparky Linux, and Rise of VPN is also application provided by the Sparky Linux along with the RSS Atom Feed Reader Quiet RSS. This is also provided by the Sparky Linux, and all the KDE applications are in this folder. So here every time you click on or choose any application section, you will see a KDE folder with the KDE application. So applications provided by KDE are in the KDE folder. So you can see here VLC media is there. Cast creator Voco Screen NG is from the Sparky Linux, and the KMix sound mixer is from the TD desktop. It is not provided by KDE. So earlier in the older KDE desktop, the KMix sound mixer was there. And in office section also you can see the ocular is provided by KDE. Rest all this, that is the office suite, is a common application. So it might be provided by either Sparky Linux, KDE, or it will be also provided by the TD desktop. Now in the standard section you have got the formula editor from Libre, that is the LibreOffice Mac. In the settings you see most of the settings are from KDE desktop. So KDE desktop is providing two, that is the KDE system settings and the your KDE Connect settings. Rest all these applications, they are provided by Sparky Linux, and the Trinity Control Center is only by the TD desktop. So let us open the TD Control Center. So here you can do the configuration for the background. So right now this is the background that is being used, so we can change it. So let us try to apply this and see how the desktop looks. Okay, let us try something nice. So this is, let us apply this. This is how will the desktop look. Then you can do airplane. Check out this is nice one. You can go ahead. All good people. I don't find this very good. This will look good. So this is how it looks. Then you go. This is the Trinity desktop wallpaper. So default wallpaper. Another view will also look good. If you like this nature wallpapers, it will be for you only. Aurora is there. So this is also a nice one. This is how the desktop will look. Then you got the blue band. It's okay, not very fine. This is also, maybe it is good or what. It's okay, not that fine. Chicken songs, no. Default blue, no. This looks one nice and different. Then you got the that good. Green curtain is not good. Yes, this is also nice one. Horsehead Nebula, Isadora, and Leonardo logo, no. Moon, no. Yes, this should look very good. Yes, this is nice but very pale color wallpaper. Stripes, not that good. Soft green, yes, this should look good. Yes, this is okay. We already tried this time for lunch also. Totally new product also. Old. Yes, this one will look very nice. So this is 3D wallpaper, I think. Triple gears, then VR gear. This one is also nice. This one is good. So this was the default wallpaper that came with the 3D desktop. So that's it, all the wallpapers we have checked. Now let us check the color. So here you can manipulate the window decorations, the window colors, color background of the text, everything, all those things you can do. So right now the widget color is standard background. We can change as we like. So all these are different backgrounds that are available, and you can change over to the color scheme like Atlas green, BOS, blue state, CDE. Let us. So this is how it will look. Blue state, BOS, Atlas green. Let us apply the Atlas green. So this also looks nice. TD default. So this was the default that came. We can go with the digital CDE. Then let us try out the ceramic, and lastly the plastic one. So this also looks very nice. So now let us go over to the font. So the sans serif, mono and monospace family of fonts is used here by default. You can change the fonts. In icons, right now the crystal SVG, that is the icon theme by Ever Aldo Design Studio is used. You can change over breeze dark, gnome, Tela dark is there. Let us try the Tela one, how the wallpapers look. So this is also nice looking icon theme. So I will keep this, and you can have the Tela dark also. So this is also nice. So let us go with the Tela only. Okay. Now, and you can further install new icon themes from here. And this is the launch feedback. Screensaver is there, so you can have different screensavers and make them default. So you can choose. I will not go in too much details. So fractals, fill, everything is there. Xlap is there. Maybe we can go with distort, science. This science wallpaper, you can see it here. This was there in older Windows. So if you have used the older Windows, I think Windows NT or maybe Windows 98, it was there. Visit to Flatland, Deco, Aquarium, OpenGL. Let us check out this. This one is good. So the different ones are there. I will choose this TD and apply it. Now you can choose the splash screen. So this splash screen I was talking about. So in the older KD desktops in the year 2003 up to I think 2008 or something or 10, the splash screen of the KD desktop used to carry such a splash screen. So old memories came flowing when I saw this splash screen during the booting of Trinity Desktop today. Then you can change the styles also. So widget style is right now plastic. You can change it over, say, let us apply the ceramic one. So it changes the style of the widgets. You can go with the MS Windows 98. You can change over to plastic. Okay. Now the theme manager is there. So you can change over the theme. So right now we will go with the plastic theme. These are the window decorations. You can change over. You can even change the window manager. So default is tvin, that is the TD window manager, or you can use the kvin also. Kvin will also work fine here. Okay. And this is the desktop behavior. So let us check out what is there. You can control how the desktop behaves, looks. For example, the file icons, what file icons are shown on the desktop, what device icons can be shown on the desktop. All those things you can control it from here. You can control the number of desktops that are available. So this is basically it is the workspace. So number of workspaces available. So I will reduce this to 2 and apply it. And here you can change the panel. So you can change the look of the panel. You can change the arrangement of panel where it is shown, bottom left, center, bottom right. On all the four sides you can do it, center, bottom, left, right, and center on the all the four sides of the screen. You can hide the panel. You can hide certain buttons. In menus you can click which applications will be shown in the application menu and which will be hidden. And in general you can change the appearance of the desktop itself. You can change the menus that are button backgrounds in the TD menu in the application, desktop access, quick browsers menus, Windows list. You can enable the transparency also. So for example, if I apply the transparency, you can see it has become transparent. Just I want to show you something. So this is how exactly the KD desktop looked in the days when I was in college. So this was how the workspace feature was there. This was how the icons used to look, and this was how the KD desktop used to behave in those days. So it is very retro looking desktop environment for the modern desktops, and it can work good with the older desktops also. So now I will again go back to the panel, Trinity Control Center panels. Now here you can do the settings for the taskbar, window behavior, window specific settings. You can disable focus, allow focus for stealing by the screen locker, disable focus stealing prevention for XV, K desktop run dialog, settings test dialog, all different things you can do it from here. In the internet and network, you can do the settings for connection preferences, local browser, network browser, proxy, Samba status, web browser is there. So this TD desktop looks very simple and old, but it has got lot of functionality. You can even add the ad blocker there. You can add the advertisement blocker filters here. You can enable those filters also, and you can import the filters from here. So you require to download the filter files, and then you can import the filter files, and then that filter file will work and block the advertisements. You can do browser identifications. You can monitor and do changes to the cache, that is the system cache, CGI scripts, cookies. You can enable disable cookies. You can have a policy for the cookie management, all those things, fonts, history sidebar, Java and JavaScript plugins. So you can import and install the Java and Java plugins, and the runtime. I think runtime also, I think it will be available. Yes, so these are the settings for the JavaScript, and this is for the actual Java. So you can specify the host or domain name and the Java policy for the specific URL or the domain. Here are these plugins. So you can enable or disable the plugins for the browser. And here you can see a list of browser plugins for Netscape, Mozilla, Iceweasel. All those different browsers are available here. Then you can use style sheet also. So you can specify style sheet. So you should have the style sheet copied to some of the folder, and then you can open the folder from here, and then you can start using that style sheet. User interface, you can, there are unsaved changes, you have to discard those changes. It is safe to discard always. You can change the web behavior. When you add the bookmark, you can specify whether to ask for name and folder, or otherwise it will be saved. The bookmark will be saved at the default in the bookmark hierarchy, default place in the bookmark hierarchy. Form completion, you can do automatic form completion, many things. All you see, all the functionality of a modern day desktop is available in TD. The zero conf services are there. So this is you can enable the zero configuration network browsing. You can do the settings for color profile, device information, device manager. So this is the device manager. This is how it used to look. This device manager was there in KD desktop in early days, that is in the 2000s decade. I remember using this. It is just like the Windows desktop or the Windows operating system. You can do settings for the digital camera, display, joystick, keyboard, mouse, printers, storage media. Then you can do the accessibility and regional settings. You can specify and change the country, region, language, keyboard layouts, keyboard shortcuts, and there is this section for the security and privacy. So here you can basically do settings for the crypto, that is cryptography. For you can have the SSL certificates, modify them, install, remove the SSL certificates. You can install your own certificates. You can do the authentication and the peer SSL certificates, SSL signers, everything you can do from here. Password and user account management, privacy, TD wallet is there. This is a digital wallet, so you can configure this with your wallets, online wallets. like your bank wallet and all those things, you can configure it for the TD wallet. And here setting for the action taken when audio CD is inserted, CDDB retrieval. This is the database, CD database retrieval. You can manage your sound system. You can manage the system build, system notifications. Then there is this system administration setting where you can do the setting for date and time, font installation, login manager, monitor and display, and the path, execution paths for the different applications. And finally, there is this TD components like default application. You can change the default application for the messenger, terminal emulator, web browser, file manager, embedded text editor. So here you can do all those things. You can even do the performance monitoring, and you can specify the performance level. For example, in Conqueror, you can minimize the memory usage. There are three options: never, for any file browsing only, and always, use with care, and preloading of certain instances for the Conqueror. So only one instance of Conqueror can be started at any time, but you can do it. It can increase them or decrease them, and you can preload an instance of after the KD startup. So it will be auto started after the KD system is started. Sorry, not KD, TD system is started. Here you can add resources like the context file and all those things. So you can import resource file like directory file, LDAP file, network file, all those things you can do it from here. Then there is this service manager, so you can keep control on your different services that are running in your system like cadet cookie jar module, proxy scout, TD integration module, TD print module, TD wallet. And these are the services that are automatically started when the TD desktop is started. Then there is a session manager, so you can specify the behavior of the session manager like confirm logout, show logout, fade away, show fancy logout, fade away. And then you can specify the login defaults like restore previous session, restore manually saved session, start with an empty session, default shutdown option like end current session, turn off computer, restart computer. And finally at the bottom is this spell checker. So you can start the spell checker by default, and then you can specify the dictionary of the spell checker. So there are many dictionaries available. So it is you can say very fantastic control center is given by Trinity Desktop. I am a fan of this control center from today. You can see you can even specify the character encoding. Right now the UTF-8 is there, but you can choose any of this character encoding standards for your desktop, and you can choose the dictionary client like international iSpell, SPell, HSpell, and the Zemberek. So lot of options are available. Now I will close this. It was a fantastic control center. Though this desktop looks very old, but it is fantastic. I am now a fan of this Trinity desktop. Now in the utilities section, you have got the clipboard manager, K Clipper. Desktop pager is there. So this desktop pager was there in older desktops. So I think it is a workspace chooser only. These are the peripherals like fax utility, that is TD print fax, print jobs, KJob viewer. So this KJob viewer was there in the older KD desktops. Then there is show desktop. In file section, you have got this archiving tool, that is ARC. So this is from the KD desktop. It is not there, I think, in TD. It is from the KD desktop. Then there is find files and folders. The help is there. Personal files shortcut is there. System menu is there. Trinity control center is there. So you directly from the application menu also you can directly access any of the functionality of the Trinity control center. The run command is there, log session and logout is there. So with this I will stop the video here. It was a fantastic desktop that we have reviewed today. I am now a fan of the Trinity control center, and it is very worthy desktop to be used by the end users. So I will recommend this desktop. It is very light and it is very snappy. It works perfectly. It might look little old, but it has got a lot of functionality and it will suit most of the users need. So with this, thank you very much. See you in the next video. Bye.